Welcome to another Fast Tip video brought to you by AccessLearningZone.com. I am your instructor, Richard Rost. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can display multiple fields in your combo boxes, even when they're closed, in Microsoft Access. Okay, this is a question I get asked all the time, so it's time for a Fast Tip video. I've got first name and last name as separate fields in my customer form, as they should be. Now, on my order form, I want to put a combo box right here so I can pick the customer. So I go to Design View, I pick Combo Box from this list, put it right there. I'm going to look up the values from another table or query. And if you've never done this before, go watch my video on relational combo boxes. I'll put a link down in the link section below the video. We'll get our data from customer T. Next, I'll bring over the customer ID because we need that for the ID for the bound column. Let's bring over last name and then first name because I want them in that order. Next, drop this down. I'm going to sort by last name, then first name. That's our sort. Next, this is what the fields will look like when the box is open. Next, store that value in my customer ID on my order. Next, give it a label, customer, and then finish. I'll use the format painter to copy the format from the guy above it like that so I get the colors and all that right. And then I'll slide these boxes into place. Okay. Now, when I save this, close it, and then open it back up again, I only see last name. If I drop the box down, I can see last name, first name. But when I pick a customer and close it, you only see one field in the combo box. That's by design, unfortunately. So, in order to do this, in order to show both fields in there, we have to use something called String Concatenation to put those together into one field, and I'll use a query to do that. Now, I got a whole separate video on String Concatenation. Go watch that. Again, I'll put a link down in the link section. Watch that video if you want to learn more. I'm going to close this form. Now, I've already built this query before. Here it is right here, customer LFQ. If you open that up, you can see there's a field called LF. It's got last name, comma, first name in it. How did I do that? Well, let's go to Design View. All right, I came over here into this blank column. I created a new column, and I'm going to zoom in so you can see that. It's LF colon, last name, ampersand, and then quote, comma, space, quote, and then a first name. And it takes last name and first name, puts a comma space between them, and then calls that LF. Okay? So there we got a new column now called LF, a new field in the query, a calculated query field. And it looks like that. Now we can use this guy in the combo box. All right, so let's go back into here. Design View. I'm going to delete the one I created a minute ago. And let's create a new one. Ready? Combo box. Drop it there. Look up the values in the table or query. This time go to Queries. Pick Customer LFQ. Next. Bring over the customer ID and the LF. Ignore last name. We don't need that. All right. Sort it by LF. Next. Now, since this is based on a query, you don't see that little checkbox up here that says hide the key column. So we have to just take this, shrink it down to 0, so the width is nothing. And as you can see now, that's showing up in one field. Hit Next. Select the bound column. That's the customer ID. Next. Store that value in the customer ID in the order. Next, and then give it a label, customer, and then finish. And one more time, I'll grab the format from up top here and paste that over that one. Use a little format painter, right? So it looks nice. And then I'll resize this guy like this. Save it, close it, open it back up again, and there we go. Now you can see both last name and first name in the combo box even when it's closed because we treat it as one field. Now, the second option is to use something called DLookup. It's a function you can use that will look up a value from a table or query. Now, let's say we've already got this, and I want to see one more thing over here. Maybe I want to see the customer's credit limit. All right, have that displayed right here after I pick the customer. All right, we can use DLookup for that. So how do we do that? Design View. Grab a text box. Drop it over here. I'll just delete the label and slide this over here. And I like to make things that you can't edit gray because if you use DLookup, you can't edit this value. It's just for display only. If you want to edit this value, you'd have to go back to the customer table to do it. Now we have to get the value from the customer table to put in this box. We're going to grab the credit limit field, which is a field over here, credit limit. And we're going to need to look up the customer ID. But customer ID happens to be the bound column in this combo box. Let's give this combo box a good name first. Right now it's combo 18. Let's call it customer combo. You can call it customer ID if you want to. I like to name my combo boxes whatever combo. Okay, that's just me. All right. All right, so let's open this up. We can call this guy credit limit. And then in the control source, I'm going to zoom in, Shift F2. I'm going to say equals DLookup. And then in parentheses, inside of quotes, what are we looking up? The credit limit, comma, from what table? Customer T, or you can look it up from queries too, comma, what's our criteria? Where the customer ID, that's the field from the table, equals, and then ampersand, customer combo. That's going to use string concatenation there, and it's going to actually put the value that's in the customer combo box inside this string. So it'll be customer ID equals 1. Again, string concatenation. Go watch that video. It's a very good video. And also, I have another video just on the DLookup function. You can go watch that too. Okay, I'll put links down below in the links section. All right, hit OK. Close that. Save it. Close it. Now when I open this up, I get an error message. That error message is because there's no value in here, right? I've got no order for this. I changed the order for myself earlier. So let me go back in the order table here and make an order for me. And now I should get the value. There it is. If I change this to somebody else, you'll see the value in their updates. Okay? And you can format that as a currency if you want to. Right-click, Design View. Open this up. And then under Format, put currency in there. All right, save it. And then when you come back in, there you go. There's the currency value. Now, on a new order, okay, if you want to avoid seeing error there because there's no customer in there, you can put NZ in here, the NZ function. You can wrap DLookup inside of NZ. Watch this. You can go right here, NZ, and that'll say if the customer combo is null, if there's no value in it, put a 0 here. All right, comma 0. Again, I got videos on NZ. I'll put a link down below that says null to 0. Okay? Hit OK. Close that. Close that. Save changes. And now open it up. Go to a blank new one. And at least it'll see blank in there. Okay? And now as soon as you create a new order for somebody, you'll see their credit limit pops in there. And you can do that with any field you want. DLookup is a very powerful function. It's got cousins, DLookup, DMax, DSum, DCount. There's all kinds of different domain aggregate functions, and I cover them all in my lessons. But definitely go watch my DLookup lesson. You'll see there's lots of different ways to use it down here. Watch my string concatenation video. That's good. Got a video on the NZ function. These are all free videos on my website, by the way, folks. And, of course, if you're new to Access, come to my website, check out my free 4-hour-long Access Beginner Level 1 course. I know it says Level 1. If you've got some Access experience under your belt, a lot of people are like, oh, I don't need it. I don't need the basics. No, I cover a lot of good fundamental stuff in this class. That's why it's 4 hours long. Check it out. Be sure to like and share this video. Give me a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And on behalf of Access Learning Zone, this is Richard Rost. I'll see you again soon.